You want to put a hands in?
Virtual, yeah.
Hands in, hands in. And break. All right.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, in case you haven't heard, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and I have the honor of partnering with Curing Kids Cancer, an organization that is very near and dear to me. I work alongside them with Mecum Auctions. They've raised millions of dollars for childhood cancer. It's an incredible organization, and I have the pleasure and honor as well as being joined with Mary Catherine. She is 14 years old, and she has actually had a brain tumor since she was 1 year old, but that's not stopping her growing and developing and becoming an incredible woman. In fact, Mary Catherine, there are a few words that I have heard to describe you, which is sweet, delightful, hardworking, courageous, and those are just a few. I also heard you like to dance, and what is a word that maybe you describe yourself by?
Well, I think other people would probably describe me as like annoying and a little bit like crazy, but crazy, it is okay being crazy because sometimes you just need to have fun. And
Yeah.
just let loose. So.
Get it, girl. Exactly right.
I mean, like, I think I'm like, I don't know. I guess I don't really know like the word for this, but I feel like I definitely do know like more than like a lot of other people my age do when it comes to like just like when it comes to like what other people go through, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people think that like there's a lot of things that other people don't even know exist. Yeah. Like cancer and like all these other types of cancers that I've actually like met people who have these so I don't know, I guess
one might use the word wise. You might be wise beyond your years.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. Like I said, I've experienced a lot of things that other people have not experienced, and like I mean I experienced things when I was 2 years old that people my age still haven't seen before. Like when I went to Duke Hospital every week when I was till I was like 4 maybe, or no 5, and I went to Duke every week and to get chemo, and like a lot of people where I live just don't really know the struggles that a lot of people go through.
Well, one of the things about this month of September, and one of the ways that I know that I can help make an impact is by being part of a conversation and listening to stories of courageous and what you and some of the community of people that you've surrounded yourselves around go through is incredible, and the strength that you guys have. So backing it up, you had just said you had experienced things at age 2 maybe that others haven't. What's the story behind what brought you and Curing Kids Cancer together?
I was scared you were gonna ask that because honestly I can't, I don't know. Mom?
Yes.
This nurse that was at one of the hospitals that I went to for a while, Kimberly Burleson. Mm-hmm. For Kimberly, if you're here watching this, hi, I love you. She actually she hooked us up with them. She actually took us to an equestrian team thing. Huh? And that's where we met Abigail.
What's the story of the diagnosis and what really brought you through your journey?
Well, I was diagnosed because my right eye was turning out, which is the fancy word for it is an nystagmus, when your eye turns out and it shakes, and that's what was happening to me. And my parents took me to, I think, the hospital in Columbia. Mm-hmm. And then they realized that they had a brain, or I don't know which hospital realized I had a brain tumor, but they sent us to Duke, I think, and that's when they found out that I had a brain tumor. And honestly, I think I don't think, but I know, my family has brought me through this. Like, I just owe everything to my family and to God, and I'm really lucky that I don't know, I'm really lucky girl. And my mom has taken me to every doctor's appointment, and yeah, she's driven me across the country for this, and yeah, so.
That gratitude that you have, Mary Catherine, that's such an incredible trait. I mean, gratitude, people work for years and years and years to even tap into that. And I'm sure your family appreciates you just as much, and they're so grateful to have you around too. But my goodness, that is so special to hear you love your family to that extent. And your mom, who is, we now know, is behind behind the camera there as well.
Yeah, so she's gone now, but she was just coming back every once in a while.
Just plugged in. You know, you had mentioned too earlier, the community of people that you surround yourself around is special as well. So you have your family, and that's one part of this journey that's gotten you through this. You have your Curing Kids Cancer family as well. And then you have this community of other people that I'm sure have really lifted you up. What's that community all about?
I gotta be honest, that community is really it's not very big, because where I live, people aren't very aware of people like me and cancer and that kind of thing. But yes, the people who like that community is amazing, and there are quite a few people that have been great for me. One of a teacher at my school, Miss Vassar. I had her in K4. And like, I'm not saying like then, but like I still talk to her and stuff. And I don't know, she's just been like
a rock star.
Great person, yeah. And she's one of those people that is like not, I don't know, one of those people that's not like she's sympathetic, but she's not like, I feel so bad for you. Like she's just funny and she's nice, and I don't know, I love her.
She treats you like you just like anybody else. Like you said,
right.
You know? And that's so important.
Yeah, and one time when I was in her class, so I remember I always got sick because of chemo, and I would have to go home early. And one of the times I don't know if I went home early or I skipped school that day because I was having, chemo symptoms, and and that day we were having a like 100th day of school party with ice cream, and I think it was like ice cream, and there were like 100 different toppings. Like it was
all of the fixings.
It was pretty, yeah. And so obviously I wasn't able to go, so she brought it to my house.
It's so sweet.
I know, she brought it to my house, and then that way my brother got to have some too.
Oh, you got to share.
Yeah.
What you have? Okay, so you have one brother.
I don't have any more siblings, but I have a lot of animals and a lot of pets. So.
What animals, pets you got? What you got crawling around?
I got, oh my gosh, I got chickens that I got for my 11th birthday. Maybe it was 12th, I'm not sure. And yeah, and we have 2 cats, but my dad there's also a cat that lives in the barn. and we have a dog.
A dog. Couple chickens, cat, dog.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good round number of animals. That's good.
I want to show you my chickens.
I'd love to see your chickens.
Okay, I'll show them to you when you're done.
Okay, I'd love to. Have you named the chickens?
Yes, they all have.
I can't wait to meet the chickens.
Yeah,
That'll be so special.
They're pretty funny.
So, you had just mentioned that maybe the community of people in your town aren't necessarily aware. What is it you're making reference to when you're saying they're not necessarily aware? And what is it that you're doing, which you are, what are you doing to raise awareness every September?
Well, so, to answer your first question, I definitely think that people there's not oh my gosh. Sorry, that was very good answer of me. No, I don't know. I guess it's just like, I'm not trying to be rude about anyone, but I guess it's just people just aren't aware because, like, people my age, like kids especially, because they really don't have a reason to be aware because there aren't that many people like me, or, there are quite a few people who have cancer and that kind of thing, but I don't know. I guess they're just not educated about it. I don't know. And what was your second question?
The second
What
question.
am I doing to...
Okay, this is a great segue, actually. You're saying they're not educated. So what are you doing to help and make a difference in the education process?
Making sure that we do this gold out. It definitely has brought awareness, I think. It makes me kind of mad sometimes, though, how people don't know. But then I just stop and I think, and I'm like, how would they? I don't know about things that I've never seen before, and that, and it just makes me kind of aware, but also I said it makes me mad because people are like, wait, why are you doing this? And I'm like, because I want people to know that I want people with cancer to know that they're not alone, and I want people who don't have cancer to know that this is a thing, this is real, and we need people to donate, and we need people to be supportive.
And you are such an advocate for it. In addition to you being you representing your authentic and genuine self, you're also putting together a cool project in Manning, South Carolina, and have also been raising money. So not only bringing awareness to the cause of childhood, cancer, but you're also taking it into your own hands to raise money for curing kids' cancer. What's the project all about?
So, yeah, our project is selling gold bows, and my mom makes the bows, and she has gotten some people that also help make the bows. Not that many people this year, I guess, because of the pandemic and that kind of thing. But the first year that we did it, it's so many people helping us. And
paint the town gold.
And oh, right. We had so many people helping us paint the town gold, as we have been saying. But yeah, so this is like my mom's bow, but like it's really funny because some people will make them and they're like the prettiest bows ever. Like they're really fluffy. But I'm in charge of. I kind of appointed myself.
That's okay.
I'm in charge of like fluffing them. Mm-hmm. So my mom will make them, and then I just take them and like kind of like fluff them,
like make them broader, and that's
yeah. You just take the loops and then just kind of like pull them apart and like unwrinkle them, kind of. Yeah.
That seems like a really that's a needed job. People would miss that job. They wouldn't know that it's like one of those things that's really important, but they don't know that it's so important until they don't have it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, yeah, so they actually do look a lot fluffier once you do that.
And then you're painting the town gold. Is that what I heard?
Yes, that is, yeah, not literally, but that's just what we have been saying, like paint the town gold.
Yeah, and
so
people can buy the bows. I'm understanding. Okay, and that money then goes to curing kids cancer.
Right, they have an envelope for it, for the money.
Okay.
And it's really amazing, like how much people will donate. Yeah, but I wanted to know what does curing kids cancer do to raise money?
That's a really good question, actually. And I can tell you from my experience of curing kids cancer, and hopefully one day you'll get to experience this and maybe come to one of the events. So how I understand curing kids cancer to raise money is, for instance, they come to a Mecum auction. Mecum auction is a car auction. I don't know if are you familiar? Have you seen it, or are you familiar with it at all? It's like a classic cars. So think about, have you ever seen, I don't know, like an old classic car, like a big, I like to call them a boat. You see a big classic car that looks like a boat driving down the road, okay? And that, we're gonna use a Cadillac as an example. That Cadillac it goes to a Mecum auction and it crosses the block and say, it reaches $70,000, okay? So what will happen is, one of the things that people literally will donate their $70,000 classic car, and they'll donate it, and all of the money that for instance is associated with that car will go to curing kids cancer. And that's because of the partnership and the bond that curing kids cancer is doing behind the scenes of the Mecum auction. Curing Kids Cancer is also selling signs at the auction, and they're also doing fundraisers across the United States. I've been to a couple fundraisers. They have a golf outing. Prior to COVID, there's a golf outing. There's a firefighter pole. And they also are doing galas and black tie events. But a lot of what Curing Kids Cancer is doing is behind the scenes. And so there are people like myself and like you and others who are out raising awareness and are out having the conversations and are out there doing projects. And Curing Kids Cancer are the ones, the miracle workers behind, talking to the doctors, connecting the doctors with families and humans, from what I understand it. Now, I don't work for Curing Kids Cancer, but I definitely have partnered with them for now 5 years as well. So
I like to say that I like to say that I work for Curing Kids Cancer. I never told anyone that, but like, I don't know. I guess I do in my heart. I work for them.
Your heart. See, a heart for the cures. Ready?
I can't do that. I can't do that very well.
You're doing it great. That's awesome. Yeah, Curing Kids Cancer is an incredible organization, and what they're doing to help. And I like that you want to work for. I like that you're working for them. I'll say it too. I work for them. We're both ambassadors. How about that?
We're what?
We're ambassadors.
Oh, yeah.
So disregarding all of this, what makes you 14 years old, right? You're learning, you're growing. I hear you like dance. What else? What are you into?
So I don't play any instruments or sing, but I love music. I don't know. I like songs, and I like music, and I like dancing when I'm in my room. And I don't know. I like music, and I just think that music is very expressive. Like, you can say anything that you want and put it into a song.
Isn't that?
I don't know how to do that, but I know that you can do that, and I just think that's really cool.
It is really special, and it's so expressive, and it's so soulful, right? It's something where it just hits you, and you're like, oh.
And it's just you can sing along to it, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I can't hold a tune for the life of me. I tried playing the saxophone, and I got told I needed to go to choir because I was so bad at playing the saxophone. I got kicked out of the band. True. And But I absolutely love music too. And I think there's just something so special. It just, when it resonates with you, are you more of a lyrics or are you more of the way the music sounds?
No, I don't know, I guess I'm just like all of it. Like, there's, that song, the song in the Lion King, this like, I don't really know it, but it's like, eat, but it's like eat or be eaten, like that one.
That one.
And unfortunately, that's the only part I remember. That's not a good part to remember, but that's the only part I remember. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can't remember it. But it's actually a poem written by someone, and it got turned into a song. And like, I don't know.
You can do
And
it. There are people who make a living on that,
And the national anthem was actually like during a war, I can't remember which war, during a battle, there was this man, Dred Scott Key, and he was watching the war from somewhere, and he wrote it, and that's how that became a song.
Isn't that so incredible? And that's life events, it's the experiences that create a human, which inevitably, of course, they get to then share with somebody else. And that's actually, even just speaking about what you have dealt with, and you now being an advocate for it, and you're now helping others who might be feeling like they're alone, and you're like, hey, I'm not alone, right? It's the experience that what was his name that wrote I should know that.
Dred Scott Key.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's. I think that's who.
I remember watching some documentary on it one time, but it's been a while since I've been in history class too.
Yeah.
But just that experience, right, and him wanting to share it with others and to make that difference and have someone else understand that emotional, what that's done, what that created in him emotionally, even.
But it also, and it's like it makes. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he didn't know it whenever he wrote the national anthem, but like I guess it just like it makes people aware of how our country is. Like, I mean, we wouldn't have our country without that. Like, that's how our country got created. Like, that's a story in a way. That's a story about how it got created.
Yeah.
And how we're a free country.
Yeah, you're so right. And it's neat that story is told, right? And that right now is like why I'm enjoying this so very much, talking with you, because it's just your story. You're telling it, and you're making a difference just by telling your story. It's so incredible. So you say you're not. So music you love. Is there any? Are you into food or?
I love food. I mean, I love food, but no, I do like to cook.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbor is good at cooking, so like ever since I moved to this neighborhood, pretty much like we cook together, and yeah.
What's your go-to dish? If you had to provide a dinner or a dessert for a dinner, what would you do?
Oh.
I know it's a tough one.
Honestly, I'd probably make pasta salad, and the reason this isn't really like something that like a really professional chef makes, but it's called Suddenly Salad, and it's in a box, but it's just like it's really good, and like the dressing, it's not like the dress, like I just like the sauce, the dressing on it. It's really good. And I mean, I would probably make something else, but that's an option, I guess. That's an option that I would make. Or I would make some kind of pasta. Oh, and I love, there's this recipe that I got from my grandma's friend, zucchini bread, and it's really good. So like, yeah, that and like some ice cream, like.
You might need to pass that thing along, because I have yet to. Banana bread I can do. I have never been able to successfally make zucchini.
Yeah. No, I love this recipe. It's so good, and I will be happy to give it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I will take it from you. Thank you. So you have your family.
Yes.
That's something that means a lot to you. You have music, cooking. That is an incredible way to be 14 years old too, right? How cool to have your family. Like, I don't know if your mom heard, but is your mom still there?
She's videoing me right now because she hasn't been here.
Very grateful for the family. But I think that's all part of your story, right? And your story is not finished yet, right? Your story, you're making it every single day that you get a chance to talk to somebody about what you've endured and what you've had and the bravery and the courage. And that leads me to my question is why is curing kids cancer so special to you?
I don't know. I guess it's just really special to me because I get to help others that are like me and others that are unfortunately have stuff worse than I do. And yeah. And I guess it's just, I don't know. But I just am really glad that I've gotten to do this, that I've gotten to sell gold bows, and that a lot of people have helped me. And like I said earlier, a lot of people have made me mad, but also, like I said, a lot of people have helped me, and yeah.
And you've helped a lot of people in that process. You really have, whether it be from your awareness or financially supporting curing kids cancer, or just being authentically, genuinely you, and representing it in your town. That's cool.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's I also want to spread the word of God, and I want to let people know that they're not alone, even if they think they are, not just because I'm with them, but because God is with them too. Mm-hmm. And he'll always be right by our side.
That's powerful. Yeah. That is a powerful message, Mary Catherine. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your story. And I look forward to seeing your chickens. But I do appreciate you sharing your story. The courage, the bravery that you have is incredible. And as I was told initially, you're a delight, and you absolutely are. And of course, anybody who's watching us, if you want to learn more about curing kids cancer, you can always go to the website curingkidscancer.org. And of course, this month of September, it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Mary Catherine is just one of the many who are out being an advocate. She's working for curing kids cancer, trying to raise that awareness for it all together. So thank you so much for sharing your time, Mary Catherine, and everyone else.
Thank you.
I hope this
thank you
in some way.
Yeah.
Hands
yeah.
in. Kind of like.
Yeah. Out. So can I go show you my chickens now?
Yeah, let's go see the chickens.